Hey guys, Mustang here bringing you another Dragon Ball Z Dokkan battle video. So today we're going to have a look at the fully EZA'd INT Kid BUU. You can see him here with his sticker effect is pretty cool. So obviously post EZA, just like the other 120 leads, he has a leader skill for 130% to stats and 3 key for his typing, obviously, which is extreme int, and then super int, 3 key and 90%. His super attack is raises attack and defense for 1 turn and does immense damage to the enemy whilst recovering 12% HP. His HP recovery on super has always been really good, so he's always been a unit that you want to give a decent amount of additional to. So the fact that he now gets a 1 turn attack and defense stack means that that additional super attack potential is even more useful now. His passive is now attack 100% plus an additional attack and defense 70% when HP is 30% or more. So that's a very easy to hit restriction to get that little bit of defense. And then he gives margin power category extreme allies 1 key when HP is 50% or more, and then all extreme allies 1 key when HP is 70% or more. The good thing about this obviously is it includes himself as well, and obviously with the link level update, margin at level 10 is now a key link, so that makes it a lot easier for him and the other BUU characters to super attack. He has a very interesting link set. If you compare him to units like Buhan or like the BUU Piccolo, they don't actually share that many links, but he does have a perfect link partner in the tech buff BUU. So I'm going to do a separate video of the actual Margin Power team. We're running him today on the Transformation Boost / Terrifying Conquerors team, just because this team has much more viable support units. One of the units that you can actually use is the Tech LR Ginyu Force. Now, the reason that we bring them is they do actually have an extreme type allies support ability, so they are essentially a support unit for this team. But they are also one of the few units in the categories that Kid BUU has that has more than meets the eye, which is another 10% attack and defensive link. So his best rotation is going to be on rotation with the buff BUU and then with the tech Ginyu Force in the final slot. So as you can see, starting off here, we don't have any of his actual link partners. We have double supports, but he only has 3 links activated. So he does 120k defense, but obviously that's kind of the power of having multiple support units on the same rotation. But let's see what he can get here on turn 1. Obviously I got very lucky. I got his last link to level 10 literally yesterday, but like about 12 hours before the EZA came out. So yeah, 4.7 on turn 1. Just get a crit for, you know, nearly 5.5 million damage and just immediately destroy Yamcha. So this works out perfectly because we can put Frieza in slot 1 here and then do this and float off the buff BUU. Obviously the double cooler team works out really well for Kid BUU as well, because when you're only fighting one opponent, the STR cooler provides a support buff to Transformation Boost allies, which is the category that Kid BUU is on. So obviously cooler is Transformation Boost and Terrifying Conquerors. Kid BUU is on Transformation Boost. So we can have, we'll probably just keep one rotation as cooler and Frieza just to be the other turn, but we'll have one of the coolers floating. So essentially we're going to have an STR cooler, a Turles, and the Tech Ginyu Force floating, so we are going to be able to get a decent amount of links activated. So what does he actually, does he only share? Oh, he literally only shares more than meets the eye with them. So let's keep the Ginyu Force in slot 1. They do also, do they raise attack? Yeah, they raise attack, because I remember, I was trying to think back to when we did the Ginyu Force no items run. The tech one raises allies attack, and the physical one raises allies defense. So there, he's now giving the Kid BUU an extra 30% attack buff by the fact that he's super attacking in slot 1, and so then we are getting the buff from cooler as well. So actually, to be fair, this could potentially be one of his highest attack stats. When we get that rotation with the buff BUU, we'll have to try out a rotation where we put the Ginyu Force in slot 1 and have them super attack first, because that massive attack buff is actually going to be pretty impactful on Kid BUU. Yeah, that gets him to a 5 million attack stat. So that is pretty good. Obviously, Big Bad Boss is active, which is one of his best links at level 10. Probably one of the best links in the game, because obviously there's no HP restriction for it to activate. So just getting a straight up 25% attack and defense is pretty powerful. So any unit that has big bad bosses, once you get them to full links level 10, they're obviously going to be that extra little bit impressive compared to other units. So big bad bosses is, like I said, probably one of the best links in the game at level 10. So obviously it's good that Kid Buu has it. Units like the LR Buu tanks and the STR Buu don't get it until they actually transform into their Buuhan state. But yeah, it's a very good link for him to have, and he fits well on a couple of these teams. Like the buff Buu getting his EZA and actually becoming really good is obviously a really solid setup for this guy, because you see here, now that we have this rotation, look at that, all of his links are active. So unfortunately though, because Piccolo is literally about to die, we'll have to go ahead and put Kid Buu in slot 1. So this is him with all of his links except More Than Meets the Eye active. He is still getting the buff from the Ginyu Force in slot 3. So this won't be his highest attack stat, but it will still be very solid. Yeah, so he still manages to hit a 5 million attack stat. So if we do get this, once we get this rotation back again, we'll go ahead and put the Ginyu Force in slot 1. And then, yeah, we will be able to clear that 5 million attack stat by a little bit. So that is going to be very, very good. So we'll go ahead and do this. Might as well just transform one of the coolers here.
You should feel honored. You're the first and soon to be the last to witness my ultimate transformation.
No real need to do it. It's not like a cooler showcase, but I think this is a good team that you could run for these harder events, because the Tech Buff Buu is a solid unit now after his EZA. So, because that's the one thing that can let down really strong units sometimes, is when their very best link partner to activate like the majority of their links is not a particularly good unit in and of themselves. And then obviously it makes that rotation weaker. Like that applies to, there are a certain amount of LRs, for example, that have like a specific TUR that's a really good link partner for them, but isn't necessarily the strongest unit to run on a main rotation normally. But yeah, the Buff Buu after his EZA is actually very solid. So we are gonna take the Int Kid Buu onto the Majin Power team, but we're gonna try that out on Super Battle Road. We're gonna go into the Majin Buu Saga stage of Super Battle Road and try out the full Majin Power team with the LR Buu tanks. That was one of the stages that someone suggested for the new Super Battle Road switch up series that I'm doing, so we'll probably put that video out a little bit later on today as well. So we get around to Kid Buu again. So here we actually have a little bit extra support because the Ginyu Force are a 30% support. Turlev's gives 40. So what we'll do here is let's put you in slot 1. How much is his defense? Because I think Turles only provides attack. Yeah, he's still got 120k though. That's very good. Because the good thing about him, obviously, is he heals on super attack. So we can go ahead and put him in slot 1 here. And then he's going to take damage from Trunks. Because even though he's got very high defense, he's got type disadvantage. But 13k is basically nothing. 5.2 million attack stat here. And unfortunately, no crit. Still does 1 million damage, though. And then that will have healed us back to full HP. So, and you see Buff Buu, he did come through with the crit. So, did a little bit more damage. Obviously, Kid Buu's attack stat way higher, but unfortunately, type disadvantage. Going to go ahead and hurt you in the long run if you're not getting those crits. And then, of course, Turles, unfortunately, not the best tank in the world. But we'll go ahead and do this here. I mean, we should... Cooler will easily finish off Trunks here, so it doesn't really matter what orbs we pick up, because we're getting that guaranteed crit. And of course, that's the great thing. Like, I think a lot of people overlook the free-to-play Ginyu Force, but yeah, they're a 30% extreme type support unit, and the fact that they have that extra link obviously is benefiting Kid Buu. It is a bit of an issue. Like the extra 30% raise on super attack is obviously not going to be something that people take advantage of a lot of the time, because you're probably not going to be running him in slot 1 like on many teams, but he's still a solid enough unit. And as you can see, the good thing about any sort of Buu team, there's a lot of healing both from passive, links, and obviously the fact that Kid Buu is one of the units that heals on super attack. So we're going to go ahead and get a Dokkan attack here. We are getting the buff from Cooler, so we're going to take a load of damage here. Double digits from the normals, though. That is really, really good. And then Kid Buu, I mean, we're pretty much going to heal back to full just from the actual super attack effect. And then, of course, the Dokkan attack itself is just going to heal us back up to full at the start of next turn anyway. So Kid Buu has been consistently sat at around a 5 million attack stat thanks to the links from the buff Buu. And that is very, very impressive. Obviously, the debate is always going to be now between whether you use this guy and whether you use physical Kid Buu. Physical Kid Buu is always going to be the best choice as a support if you have your two main rotations in mind that you want to run. And then obviously you'd run Kid Buu as a floating third slot, the physical one, because he's going to provide that 50% support. Whereas this INT Kid Buu, I mean, you could run him as a third slot floater because he is fairly self-sufficient because he does provide a bunch of ki. But he does feel like more of a unit that is worthy of being on main rotation. Like, I normally, when I build my teams, I like to have my third slot floaters pretty much all being support units. And although this Kid Buu does provide some ki, it's not like an attack and defense support, which is kind of what I'd ideally be looking for. So, look at that. Goku dodging the first super attack from Cooler, but Cooler's not having any of that. And coming in with the KO. So, who have we got next turn? As long as we don't have the INT Gohan stage. Okay, it's STR first of all. So, we'll go ahead and put... see, typical. The turn I want to try and do the super attack with the Ginyu Force first, we don't get enough orbs for them to actually even get a super attack. That's very unfortunate. So, oh well. Yeah, let's do that then. We'll go ahead and put him in the middle so he is at least going to get all of his links active. So, we'll do that. Grab those for you, and then grab those for you. So yeah, this is him with all of his links activated one last time here. 3 million attack stat on buff Buu is obviously very solid as well, because he isn't link leveled for me. So he has the potential to be even better than that. I might have to start link leveling him just to use as a partner for Kid Buu. But yeah, 5.3 million attack stat. That is very, very strong. So very impressed with this INT Kid Buu. He comes through with the crit. Of course, now we get supered after we just healed ourselves back to full with our super attack. But yeah, he takes double-digit damage from normal attacks. So yeah, he is a very, very solid unit. It's going to be interesting trying him out in the Extreme Super Battle Road. Obviously there he does have Buhan, and I do have the Heroes Barbody Absorbed Buu as well. So we do have some options there for him to at least get a few of his links activated and stuff like that. So yeah, I will show you guys very quickly. Let's bring it up again here. Just to show you his hidden potential. I did give him some skill orbs because I do really like the Martian Power team. So I gave him a little bit of extra crit and I gave him a little bit of extra additional. I gave him a level 5 attack for the bronze because, like I say, I think you should prioritize additionals for him. So that put him at a full 15. If I'd had a decent silver additional, I maybe would have given him that, but I didn't really have any good ones. So I gave him the level 4 crit. So I think that's very good for him. So let me know what you think of Kid Buu down below. Have you done the EZA yet? I streamed it earlier, so shout out to anyone who was there. The VOD for that is up on the channel if you want to check it out. And yeah, let me know what you think of this Kid Buu down below in the comments section. So that is going to be it for the video, guys. This has been the Masked Ningen. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new. Check out the link to my Discord in the description. Feel free to join in the fun over there. And I will see you all again soon. Have a good one.